Week number 7 of the 27-inch challenge. How you doing, guys? I hope you're doing well, doing fine. We're locked down and quarantined, but yeah, we just make the most out of our time. So yeah, this is garlic bread. I like a lot of breads nowadays, so yeah. And of course, if you get your starch, you also hit your fiber. Yes, I still eat my veggies. I just don't, show it that much. Okay, it's mostly carrots, raw carrots. But this time we're gonna cook this for like a sauteed salad or something. Today we bench and we squat if there's an open gym, but unfortunately the gyms are closed. So today we're going to do the workouts of last week, which is bench, squat, and then a little bit of some arm work. So my best gym lifts or volume, my best gym volume is around 5,000 volume units for the incline bench press. Okay, that's my best. Okay, my absolute personal record best on the bench press. On the squat, it's around 6,000 volume units. But the problem today is my hip flexors are still sore. Believe it or not. From the previous training session a week ago, okay, 8 days ago, okay, it's not recovering well because I pushed it a little bit hard on the one arm push-ups. People think that in doing one arm push-ups you only hit your upper body, but it's a whole body movement. You have to get your hip flexors flexed all the time, or else you're gonna fall on the floor. So my hip flexors are still sore from the combination of that two exercise, one arm push-up and pistol squats. So I'm not gonna be able to do one arm push-ups today. So that's unfortunate. We're just gonna do clapping incline push-ups, which is a little bit intense, less intense than the one arm push-ups. So I can do more reps. So we're gonna do 3x12. I weigh 150 pounds. If you equate the volume, if you don't know how to equate training volume, use our program, the Shred Smart program, link down below. So my volume will end up more than 5,000. 150 times 3 sets. I like to do 3 sets of 12. That's around 5,000, 6,000 volume units. So that's gonna be the same for both the pistol squats and this bench press session. So, well, I might do 10, not 12 on the squats. So let's count. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5, and 6, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm supposed to finish 13, 14, 15, 15. Okay, and we superset it with the lower body jumping lunges. Okay, this burns my lower part of my leg, not the calves, the lower part of the upper leg, the VMO. So I put my body forward intentionally. Okay, that's not a bad form, because when I get my spine back, I feel it on my hip flexors. It's still sore. Okay, so I don't want to injure it in this movement, but it's good because I feel it on my lower leg. Now people, don't be deceived. Just because the first set is easy doesn't mean the second, third, fourth, or final sets are gonna be easy. So that's a tip on doing straight sets. The first sets are always easy, but the challenge is the next few sets. So for example, before I'm doing push-ups, the first 12 is easy, so I push for 15, and then the second and third sets are brutal. So never underestimate straight sets, and I'm always saying this, never underestimate, never look small at bodyweight training. It's hard, so hard. As you can see, I'm out of breath, and I got one set to go. And people think you're supposed to do a lot. These are only 3 sets and 2 sets. 3 sets of push-ups and 2 sets of squats. So that's only 5 sets, and then another 2 sets of arms, and the workout is done. Okay, 3 movements, 2 to 3 sets. What more can you say? Okay, so let's go. Second set. Remember guys, I have a sore hip flexors. So if my form is bad, then it's justifiable. Let's go, 20. I take it back. I don't think this is bad form. Okay, it hits my legs good, my ass good. Okay, the lower part of my leg and my ass are really activated, but I don't feel it as much as in my hip flexors. So that's good. It will recover well. Plus, it's an explosive movement. Okay, so another intensity principle, adding explosiveness to the positive part of the rep. And this is a 3-part exercise, so the next movement is the arms, specifically the mimicking of the preacher curl. Okay, we don't have a preacher curl machine, so we're going to do this movement nice and controlled. Okay, I want to develop the outer part of my bicep. Okay, that's why I'm doing this, curling movements. I want to target that muscle specifically without the help of my rear delts, my upper back, my lats, my core. Okay, I want to target specifically the biceps. Okay, the bicep curl is not bad. It's just bad when you know how to use it in context. Okay, so I did my compounds already. So this is like an isolation movement. Okay, so as you can see, my inner bicep is pretty developed, but you don't get the peak. Okay, that peaking biceps when you have undeveloped outer bicep. Okay, the lateral part, lateral head of the bicep. So the technique here is nice and controlled, like all isolation movements. I've said it before in the calf raise. Okay, you do it nice and controlled. You don't explode as much as like in the compound movements before. And this is the finished product of what we cut before. We're slicing before. So that's like a salad. Okay, mung bean. I don't think that's some bean sprout. Okay, bean sprout and some veggies and some chicken breast with a little bit of breading. Okay, and then my favorite, dessert. As you can see, that's pretty low carb, that meal, because I already ate my bread, my garlic bread, and some cheese and chicken mayo. So we're going low fat milk and some pure Dalgona coffee. Dalgona, this type of Dalgona is pretty low in calories compared to before. And guys, that's not cream. Okay, that's just pure coffee that and a little bit of sugar mixed, really well, like fast, really fast whisk. You do this a lot on You can do this also on protein shakes. Okay, as you can Google protein fluff. Okay, protein is really fluffy when you whisk it like that, not like this coffee stuff. So yeah.
You are not a part. Oh, binabalik ko rin talaga ako. Busang buhay ko eh.
Finished product. So I just found out that I am still lacking 5,000 steps. We only got 2,000 steps kanina before. So we're doing a late night walk. Okay, so you can see there's no people around. Maybe a few ghosts. I'm kidding. Okay, so yeah, that's how you consistently, build a habit. And these small habits, believe it or not, will be a big difference later. So again, it's pretty same meals as the weeks before. Spam, eggs, chicken mayo. It's basically the same. Okay, I don't complicate my diet. Okay, I just do stuff like this pretty regular, and I account for the amounts. Okay, that's the secret. So for today, we made some homemade potato chips, some garlic bread, and for the protein, cheese and tuna. Yeah. And this is probably the best part of the week. My mom made a salmon sinigang. Okay, that's a Filipino dish. It's really good. It's made up of pretty much tomatoes and lots of veggies. So you can do it low carb, but I don't like low carb, so we put some rice on it. I'm Pinoy, okay, I'm Filipino, I like rice, okay, I like my carbs. And for the dessert, we have this, like sticky rice, totong, they call it totong.
Yeah.
Sticky rice meal with bread, of course. So it's a good fuel, for our training. This is the second part of the week's training. It's pretty interesting because I switched my grip to neutral grip. Okay, this is harder than the regular grip I do. So I do 6s today, 6 sets of 5 or 5 sets of 6. Okay, 5 sets, 6 reps. So you can see it's nice and controlled. Yeah. Last set, okay, I only filmed 2 sets, the first and the last. So as you can see, it's still nice and controlled. Okay, I don't let my reps go bad, okay, even if it's really hard. Yeah. So it's week 7, start of a new training cycle. Okay, today is overhead press, and look what I found. Old muscle magazines, and 1/4 of that box is all muscle magazines. I used to get my information on this, and I tell you, there's only one objective. This magazine, they have only one objective: to sell what? Supplements. Okay, look at this. Supplements after supplements after supplements after supplements after supplements after supplements after supplements. Not just guys, but also girls, okay, are hooking into this crap. How to get a beach body? Guess what? You will take their supplements. They will provide a so-called training program their training program, and it's all about reps, and the sets is not, equated. The volume is not equated for individual experience, training experience. It's just their experience. Okay, so it's not for all. There's no context. And guess what? They will sell you supplements again. Supplements. So moral of the story, don't get your information on these types of magazine, because your pocket is only going to get empty. You will have an empty wallet, empty savings account, because you bought this so-called BS. No, not so-called. This is really BS magazine. These guys are enhanced. They're not natural. Okay? So what makes you think that you can get this physique, which is Photoshop, look at that, naturally. Okay? And there's even steroid use in this. I found it here. Okay, there's even steroid use, steroid supplements that is being promoted. Don't use steroids. So we found some pretty heavy, matting here, floor matting. It's really heavy, and I want to train my forearms, extra volume on the forearms. So I did this movement instead of grabbing a dumbbell or a band. I did this for extra intensity. As you can see, my grip is failing, and after this I got a sick forearm pump. So it's very good, and it really challenges your forearms, not just your delts. Okay, find some ways. The technique in training at home, you find some creative ways to intensify your exercises. Okay, because without intensity and overload, you can't build muscle, and you also can't maintain muscle. So it's just a little bit of because I don't deadlift that much, so I need more forearm work, because I just do pull-ups and gripping work on the other exercises. So I need to do some extra work, extra grip work. So I do this, find some heavy things, whatever you can find. As you can see, my forearms, find some heavy things and then grab it. Okay, as you can see, after that I did calf raises, also gripping the water jug, the water gallon. Okay, and I've discussed it before. Calf raises, the technique is tempo. Okay, I don't bounce around reps. I pause at the bottom, I pause at the top, squeezing the gastrocnemius. I don't let my soleus muscle help. So I don't know if I discussed this on other videos, but the soleus, the lower part of your calf, is very strong. Okay, that's why athletes can jump really high, because it's like a spring. It absorbs force. So if you do calf raises too fast, you don't work really the muscle. You just you're just practicing the spring effect of your feet. Okay, it's good for jumping, but I don't think it's good for muscle development in the long term. Okay, you can build muscle doing jumping stuff, but it's gonna be limited. Okay, your body will find a way to adapt. And I do this every workout, every session, 2 to 3 times a week, because I want to really balance my calf size to my arm size. Okay, for the proportion. Okay, so it's a little bit lacking. So after that, I did some water gallon upright rows, and my technique here is I keep the gallon as far from my body as I can. Okay, so I don't, and my elbows guide the movement. As you can see, I'm just holding the handle, but my elbows has to be parallel with my ear or higher. So, and my torso is a little bit forward because I want to target my side delt doing this, not so much the traps. Okay, and I do this superset. Okay, I non-stop after the left hand, the right hand, after the right hand, the left hand. Okay, I don't stop because number one, it saves time, and number two, again, metabolic fatigue. Okay, you accumulate, the burn sensation you feel. It's part of building muscle, of one of the requirements of building muscle, the metabolic fatigue. Okay, so I do 3 sets back to back, non-stop, 20 reps each set, 15 to 20 reps. Okay, I don't think I did 20 full, all of it is 20 reps. I think some sets are 18, some sets are 15. If I start to break the form and the pattern, I stop because it's not gonna help if I continue. Post-workout meal, eggs, some mixed. Actually, this is cheg. Okay, cheese with egg, and then coupled with some Korean, because Koreans today are really popular. Just kidding. Okay, we're eating some spicy samyang noodles. Okay, it's very good with spam and eggs. It's really tasty, but be careful with the calories. This is really high in calories. I mean, one serving of that is already 550 calories. So this is dried fish. We call it tuyo. Okay, we're going to next week. You will see next week what we're going to do to that dried fish. Okay, so for now we will have some, this is like a red meat, like a tuna fish. Okay, but I don't know what it's called in English. Okay, so again, sinigang, salmon. Okay, and what's really interesting this week is I attempt to make cheesecake. Okay, a homemade mango cheesecake, and it's really hard because you have to mix the cream cheese, the cream really well, and we don't have an electric a mixer, so we really have to work hard. You use that gains to mix your eggs, this is egg whites and no, I don't think there's egg whites in here. This is just cream and cream cheese. So yeah, this is the mixing part. You mix the cream cheese with condensed milk and the cream that you just fluffed and hammered. I don't like this mixed fruits. I don't like fruits a lot, especially this pineapple stuff. So the technique here is you don't overmix it. Okay, and you will see on this next clip how it turned out, and it's really awesome. Look at that. It's really tasty. The bottom part is some graham cookies, graham crackers. So that's for the week. Hope you liked it. And yeah, if you want to be coached by me, the links will be in the description. Shred Smart program. See you guys later. Bye bye. Peace.